Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, I just posted a video about an article stating and actually pointing the finger to the suspect, the perpetrator of the terrorist attack, international terrorist attack of Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 pipelines in the Baltic Sea. That came from the Russian Ministry of Defense, so it didn't come from I don't know, bartender or anything like that, or from me, just because I just pulled it out of my ass. So, a very serious accusations. Now, we have here an article from Sputnik, and this is the title: Moscow won't recognize Nord Stream sabotage probe unless Russia's participation allowed. So, would you? I would not either. So Moscow will not recognize the results of the investigation into the sabotage at Nord Stream pipelines if Russian experts are not allowed to partake in the probe, the Russian Foreign Ministry said in a statement. And I'm quoting, "Russia, of course, will not recognize the pseudo results of such an investigation unless Russian experts are involved," the ministry said in a statement. Would you do that? I mean, under the current circumstances, at least let me be observing everything. Oh, experts, obviously, not directly involved in probing things, if you don't allow me, for whatever reason, to get involved, so, you know, with you. But if I were the Denmark or Sweden, I would allow other countries, international observers. That will build legitimacy. If you do it just you, I mean, you can say, well, neutral. No, nobody's neutral. There's no neutral country. Tell me who's the neutral country here. I'm not talking about South America or anything. In Europe, for instance. Not even Switzerland is neutral anymore. Remember what they did with the Russian assets and all that? And not only that, they provided some kind of support to one of the warring parties. What does that mean? You're not neutral anymore. Actively. It's not like, well, you found some I don't know, Swedish or Danish or from Switzerland, let's say, components and drones or something that were sold, I don't know, 2 years ago. No, I'm not talking about that. Actions you as a country took right after the 24th of February as retaliatory towards one party of the equation. So you're not in any way neutral anymore. The ministry said that it has summoned the ambassador of Germany, Denmark and Sweden to express bewilderment due to the lack of an official response to Moscow's appeal to the leadership of these countries regarding the involvement of representatives of the Russian authorities and Gazprom in the investigation conducted jointly by Berlin, Copenhagen and Stockholm. There was also information about the participation in the investigation of other countries, including the United States, the ministry added. Now doesn't sound kosher. If Russian experts are denied access to current investigative actions, Moscow will proceed from the fact that these countries, and I'm quoting, have something to hide. You think? Yeah, I think I would reach the same conclusion. Or they, quote-unquote, cover the perpetrators of this terrorist act, end quote. I think it's just logical. But it doesn't mean that you is not you. So I'm not going to discard Russia just because Russia says this. Russia says, no, let us come and look at it. No, you can't do that. Very fishy, don't you think? On September 26, the Nord Stream pipeline network suffered from explosions resulting in a rapid pressure drop. Later in the day, Sweden and Denmark reported a massive leakage of gas under the Baltic Sea. Russia has been investigating the pipeline incidents as acts of international terrorism, while European Union officials also said that the pipeline was sabotaged. So what was this? Russia has been investigating the pipeline incidents as acts of international terrorism. So they started their investigation, obviously. Also, and the European Union officials also said that the pipeline was sabotaged. However, Sweden and Denmark, who are investigating the blasts, announced that they intended not to include Russia, and they didn't for a month and some, not include Russia in the probe, which caused major concern in Moscow. You bet it did, and I think it should. But somehow the Russians came out today, the 29th of October 2022, and said, no, it was you who did it. You planned it, you organized it, you carried it out. These were the words, bang, and then named the country. And not only the country, the institution within the country, the state institution that was involved in all this. Is it a lie? Is it not a lie? Is this the guy who cries first so he can be paid attention? Nobody will pay attention much. I'm talking about international arena, or in the West, not international, because there will be about 25 countries that will not believe what the Russians say, and there will be some others who would believe. Anyway, in the meantime, we also have the military, the Swedish military, going to be involved in probing the pipeline's explosions after a month. So after 1 month, it was investigated by whatever other authorities they have over there in Sweden and Denmark, and all of a sudden they asked the Ministry of Defense, the army, the Swedish army, to get involved. Now? Why? Why after a month? So when you start an investigation, you don't know the departments that you were going to involve in the investigation. Really, it doesn't work that way. Believe me, it doesn't work that way. You know exactly who. And after a while, if you need to contact another department or another institution for some extra probes, you do, like this one. But after a month, you ask the military. The military should have been probably involved in the first day. Why? Not because it has this, which it does, but it has this different kind of tools, let's put it this way, to bring evidence, which they are employed because they are involved in securing the security of the country and safety. So they should have ears, eyes, and monitors of the whole thing. Now you don't have a submarine to get down there, and you need a military little submarine. I don't think that's the case. I think the Swedes are police departments or whatever their departments are involved in this. I don't know exactly the terminology, who's who, what's what over there. They have these capabilities, and from what I saw this about a month ago almost, they went down with some little submarines, and they videotaped, and they took whatever probes, and they got from evidence from that. So why is it necessary to put the military? What will the military bring in? Bring it over there and leave it there, say, hey, we found this one, let's see what this. Oh, this is a Russian-made explosive device coming from exactly. Is that what's gonna be? I don't put that past these guys at all. Not because of the Swedes or then any human being. We're talking about here big interest, not about $3. Okay, fuck off. No. So I wouldn't recognize those investigations either, and it's gonna be, again, I say it was you, you say it was me. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.